All right. Next up, we are looking over, we're going to look at Applebee's. So when we're looking at Applebee's, Applebee's did do a pretty good job. Like if you come over and you take a look, I think they have it over here. They don't have it really easily accessible. They do have some lower calorie options, and they're actually pretty decent choices. Um, but if we take a look at this and we see they may give us the nutrition facts, so you can pull them up and look and see what they're at. This gets a little bit confusing going through, but they do have a little nice nutrition calculator. You can look at the nutrition info. So we'll look at the nutrition calculator and see kind of what we have. So if we're going through and we're looking at appetizers, these are all the appetizers. So again, I am not a fan of appetizers. I think appetizers tend to be just they're pretty much just all fats. So we look at this like your boneless wings, you can see there's 32 grams of fat. Now, if you go to the breadsticks with Alfredo, it's 91 grams of fat. And then if you go here, you got 47 grams of fat. So all these ones are really high in fats. So I don't do appetizers. My suggestion is appetizers is not a good idea. Now soups, you can potentially sometimes get away with a soup. It just really depends. But usually like soups, they use lots of cheese. They use like this one right here typically is going to have, I'm assuming it's going to have like some of the chips on it and stuff like that to get you some extra, yeah, the tortilla strips. So if we took the tortilla strips off, let's see how that does. That drops it down a little bit, but it's still your half of your calories comes from fats. So you just got to be cautious with that. Um, so yeah, I'm just not looking at any of these ones as being really great options. The only one with this would be with this house salad. If you maybe did it without the shredded cheese, that might help, but that ended up getting the that ended up actually helping you out with giving you some protein in there. But now you're down to really not a whole lot. So I would look more just going straight into your bowl, your actual meals. Okay, so now if we're looking at these bowls, we take a look at these bowls and you can see there's 47 grams of fat, which is in all relativity, it's okay. It's not great, but what we're looking at with that is you're about 32% of it comes from fats, which is not bad. What the problem is that comes down to it is you've got too many calories. So if this is something you could eat half of it, that would be fine. So with this crispy orange chicken bowl, where the fats go is really in that oil, but they kind of need to have that oil because it's being deep fried. So you can maybe sub out the chicken and do something else for it if you wanted something like that. But all these ones that say crispy you're going to see those fats really quickly up there. But this grilled chicken and spinach Alfredo bowl, probably really high in fats because that Alfredo. So if we come down and we took off that Alfredo, you'll see those fats drop significantly. So this could be a decent option without the Alfredo, but that doesn't really sound super appealing, like without having the Alfredo because it just has that, or that's kind of like the main staple of what that whole thing is. Same thing with this homestyle chicken bowl, the Southwest chicken bowl. This one might be a better option. So this would probably be a good option, the Southwest chicken bowl. So we come down to it is you could ask them to go easy on the guacamole because that's where you're getting your fats from, or the tortilla strips. So if we take out the guacamole, you'll see that drop down by 10 grams of fat. And then if you take out the tortilla strips, it drops down by 4. So that really it comes from the guacamole. So if you did it without the guacamole, that would probably be your best option for that whole thing. And you could, or if you ended up adding that in and kept that on. So let's see if it'll come back to us here. All right. So it brings us back to it. So if we take a look at it and see how are we at with the fats on this, you're looking at about 45% of it's from fats. So you would probably need to go away without the guacamole to be able to get that. So that would make it the best situation there for you. The Tex-Mex shrimp bowl, this one's a good option here for you as well. This one, there's not a whole lot of changes I would suggest you need to do with this one. I'd say just go ahead and go with it just as is. Fats are a little bit high, but they are in a decent amount. And so really it's that guacamole or the tortilla strips. I think if you end up taking off those tortilla strips, that'd be an option where you could have the guacamole a little easier. And that'd be a great one to split in 2 meals for you. Steaks and ribs. So again, with steaks and ribs, like your sirloin is going to be kind of your better option. And then the rest of the options, they're really, really fatty cuts of meat, so they're not real good options to go with. Okay. Chicken, the chicken tenders, those ones are all going to be usually your fried chicken. And so you can see they're really high in fats, and they're all going to come with fries. So but if you get like a grilled chicken breast, and then you do your sides and you go through and we look at your sides. So this is where we run into an issue with the sides. It's similar to what you're looking at for appetizers and stuff like that. So when we're looking at this, sorry, it keeps on kicking out on me here for some reason. Doesn't like me doing that. Your steamed broccoli is going to be your best situation. Um, a house salad with a salad dressing on the side, and the fire grilled veggies might be an option, and a baked potato, as long as you don't cover it like these ones down here where it's the loaded baked potato. Those might be some good options for you. Salad dressings like that. Just my suggestion is to stay away from the salad dressings. They're probably not going to be really great. This fat-free Italian dressing might be a good option. We'll take a look at this honey balsamic vinaigrette. Yeah, you can see it jumped it up from 3 grams fat up all the way up to 14, so it's 11 grams of fat. So that might be a little bit much. But if you end up throwing in like a baked potato with this might make it okay. Change out this to a fat-free salad dressing, and this is going to make it an okay option. If we ended up going down and we took a look at, you got the steamed broccoli, sorry, a little bit tongue-tied there. And you ended up going with that house salad, this would be a pretty decent option here for you. Okay. Your protein is gonna be exponentially high, which is okay. I wouldn't be too concerned about that. Seafood can be okay, but typically what you're looking at is you got to watch out what kind of things we're looking at for the fats, and that Cajun salmon is a good option. So again, same thing with those sides, very similar ones. The double crunch shrimp, crunch means it's deep fried, so that's going to be really high in fat, so I wouldn't do that one. And same as the hand battered, so those ones are going to be fried foods and stuff like that. Pastas, anything with Alfredo or ones to kind of stay away from. If you're at like I think like if I do like an Olive Garden one and look over that, you'll look like usually like your ravioli, your cheese ravioli are gonna be pretty good. The handcrafted burgers, like I've talked in other ones of these, is that burgers tend to be really, really high in fats. The best situation is to, in my opinion, is barbecue your own burger at home, because you're not, I mean, if you just look at this, if we just get a classic bacon cheeseburger, you're getting 82 grams of fat. It's twice the amount of fats for the day that you need at least. And also it is almost all your calories for just that one sitting. And we haven't even added in if you got a salad dressing or anything like that, or any extras that could come from it. Sandwiches, let's see. The chicken salad wrap, maybe. Nope. Ooh, look at that one. 112 grams of fat there for you. So you're over 50% of your calories comes from fats. The Oriental grilled chicken salad wrap might be a decent option, but you got almonds, you got the vinaigrette, and the fries. So if you got it without the fries, for example, and we put in, let's see if we put in broccoli, just using that as an example, it didn't really change it a lot. So what it really comes down to is this Oriental vinaigrette. I think that's going to drop it significantly. And that's really what that whole thing is. So you could be able to ask for some sort of other, like this fat-free Italian dressing inside it. It wouldn't make it be an Oriental grilled chicken salad wrap though. But yeah, so the prime rib dipper, these ones can be okay. So what it comes down to is it's usually you're going to be using like it's basically a French dip. So if you take it without the mayo, so you'll see that mayo dropped down by 20 grams of fat. And then if we ended up changing out those fries and put something else in place of it, so we did like a house salad, and we ended up doing that fat-free dressing, that significantly drops it down quite a bit. And then those grilled onions are going to be like they're basically fried. So we take those out. It didn't do too much, but that would be an option you could do with that. If you took out that American cheese, it might drop it a little bit more. But that's kind of what I would look at for that, is I would change out from the fries, and do it that way. Let's go back and reset it here. So change out the fries is probably gonna be your best situation, and get rid of that herb mayo. Those two would be your best situation. So again, we put that house salad, and we go ahead and put in that fat-free salad dressing. So that's gonna look a lot better for you on that. So you're looking at, like, you're a little high in fats, but in the situation of the whole thing, that's actually a pretty decent option. Okay.
Hey, thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope you learned a lot from it. I do have many more videos just like these. So if you go ahead and click on the link down below, you can go and subscribe to my channel. Also, I will have in the comments down below, there is a link to my private women's group on Facebook where I talk about tips and tricks and just like these to be able to help you out with losing your weight and getting in a healthier situation for yourself. Lastly, there's going to be 2 other links I have down below. There's going to be a fast food cheat sheet. It's a free fast food cheat sheet that I created. Covers the top 10 places that I suggest going and eating at, and what to eat when you go there. And then lastly, I'm going to have my top 25 inside aisle foods to be able to get when you go grocery shopping. So go ahead and click on those links down below. Thanks so much for watching and take care.